It is the redemption time. Second map, their map pick, Nuke, coming up next. And if ever they were going to come alive, well, it has to be now.
Yeah, the big question is whether Dignitas VIE will Dignitas die here on that second map or not. This is a big one. The expectations are set a lot higher. You said you saw it in that little documentary. It's good. This is supposed to be a new beginning with newer players. We'll hopefully get to see those players shine. We saw good things from Harry and Heath on Inferno, but just not all there in the right places at the right times for Dignitas VIE. We'll see how they get on the T-side pistol. Good amount of utility here for them. A lot of flashes, and they've made some progress towards outside. Heath to lead the way, and the timing is perfect.
Brilliant. Looking for the shots, and they are going to trade it, but forZe is there, and they are swarming that A site. Sexy Power is looking for an angle, and unfortunately, it just does not pan out for Jerry. He got spotted in the vents. Life's going to get real difficult for him. I don't know how he gets out of there. He needs Power to create some space, and Power finds one headshot, so now it's on him continuing to apply pressure from this side of the bomb site. Never mind, Jerry is dead, and so it's all on Sexy Power. If ever there was a time for him to come alive, it's time to, nope, die.
Yeah, Heath just hovered over those vents like a cat looking at a wall.
Yeah, that's a rough one for Jerry. Unfortunately for him, he's just a split second off if he goes up that vent a split second earlier.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, this is Dignitas' map pick. So I do expect them to have a plan in the pistol and a plan going forward from here. The force spy, I expect every round to be thought out here now from the Scandinavians. They need to come together, and they need to show forZe a united front and not let forZe continue to bully them. So now all eyes on Dignitas.
I like the idea to start. They nade open the door, they try and pre-nade in towards Mini. Just in case forZe were going for an early peek. Capitalize on maybe a vents dive. Could be the idea for the CT side to try and punish. And Freiberg probing towards ramp. Flit is on the other side with a Deeg. Freiberg as well, just pretty much by himself. Does have Heath to support at a distance with the rifle. There's a whole lot of information being gathered. Meanwhile, forZe holding towards lobby. Does find forZe getting aggressive. Ooh, I like the bit of pace and space that Freiberg is creating. And the chance to flank this A site is just a missed timing here from forZe. Freiberg lining the first one out, the first drop, and underneath exit power falls. A great round here for Dignitas VIE, all stemming from that aggression towards ramp.
That is as good as it gets. Unreal, Freiberg wins that. Hauser gets another as well. So a single kill goes away of forZe, but yeah, that's as good as it gets, that they open the pathway for you all the way up to heaven like that. It's not every round that happens. So luckily for Freiberg, it pans out perfectly, and he's able to just gut that upper defense. Very nice round there for Dignitas VIE. And forZe, I think that they've got enough experience to shake that off. To just be like, right, that's what happens sometimes, you know. Not going to take it too seriously. We're just going to go ahead and invest a little bit in this round. A couple of, or just at least a nade picked up, a couple of pistols as well. Where's that nade going to go? I'm curious. Vent drop coming in from Harry. So already now forZe know that the bottom side has been compromised.
You can see Flit rotating into position. May not expect that Harry could be at this timing so early. Oh, the Deagle not getting the shots. The aim punch definitely a factor in that regard, and Harry just continues that long-range peppering. Rotating through the vents, they may just give him so much cash. Of course, 600 a kill with these. Exit power does eventually stop the madness towards that lower site, but Dignitas are still converging.
Yeah, and they should. As well, they should. They know that this is now just an eco essentially coming in here from forZe. They have the superior firepower. They have the advantage of numbers. Just get in here as a group and just deathball your way onto the bomb site. And so, nice attempt there, you know, from Sexy Power to get a kill with that MAC-10. But it's not going to happen, and it is all going to be now on forZe with this buy, their first buy, rather. So, Dignitas VIE, 3-0 in the lead. And forZe on CT side now. This is where it gets fun. What is going to be the preferred strategy right out the gates?
We'll see if they try and get into slightly more disruptive positions. I think when we saw Dignitas VIE against Contact, being aggressive on that CT side actually worked really well for Contact to get quite as many rounds and actually make things a bit more interesting. But that's not really typically the forZe game plan. Very content to sit back and wait to be reactive. Dignitas may not give them that chance, and they're creeping forward towards the safe site. Keep is so close in that smoke. Holzerk as well, finding the angle on Mazer. A dropped body in front of Face Crack, but he's undeterred. A 1-for-1 exchange, but they're just falling as they rotate into this site. Flit and Exit Power, this may just be a call to save, especially because they just got Exit Power on the AWP and he's found nothing so far.
Yeah, no presence in yard that he can tell. This is brutal. They've all just gone straight into upper, and now they're just going to be sitting here holding as well. Flit does catch Harry looking the wrong way, so a little bit of a lucky break there. One more kill would be nice, at least to put a dent in Dignitas' economy. Force somebody to actually spend their money and full buy. Now Dignitas now should, considering they're still holding lobby, or they should be holding lobby, they'll have a way out of here, and we shouldn't see any more guns die on their side. And forZe, of course, the name of the game is for them to just hold on to everything they've got here.
Yeah, I know it's still early days, but Jerry, quiet as a mouse. Owls, of course, natural predators.
Fair enough. He is just frozen in place right now, terrified, you're right. Nicely done there by Holzerk with the opener. Yeah. That is clever use of the smoke. And the smokes, man, it's just so brutal if you're dancing on the edge. You can just lay waste to that defense. We've seen it time and time again so far. But we've got a technical timeout getting called here, so we'll see. One of the players needs to reconnect. Dignitas VIE in the lead 4-0. And I mean, man, are we just going back to basics here on this T side? Dignitas VIE, they haven't even touched yard yet. So is it just focus on upper, focus on ramp until they teach us otherwise, and then we can start throwing things out there on long? Or rather, you know, long yard, open, the open area.
I think the only time they actually went and explored yard was when they had pistols on forZe. So nothing that could really fight them at a distance. But yeah, it has been interesting that these past few rounds have been not only exploiting a timing, I think, that we saw towards ramp, but just collapsing on that A site that forZe can't really deal with that. And maybe that's to try and bypass what Exit Power is trying to get going as well, especially because they know that he wants to sort of play towards outer, see if he can find impact with that AWP. But I mean, a great start here for Dignitas VIE. So many players on 4 kills respectively. Only one that's lagged behind has been Harry, but he's been fulfilling a very entry position.
Yeah. You know what else is going to get entryed this round? The crack of their face.
Oh, God. The XM.
He's got it, dude. What's better than a Nova? Obviously an automatic shotgun. And you're just waiting. Oh, smoke gets in. Oh, dear. Oh, and he lands on him. This is awkward. Oh, it could not be worse. And yet still a couple of kills. Holzerk is pinned in the corner. He's just going to get overwhelmed. And now the remaining 2 players for Dignitas VIE, it is known where they are playing from. Jerry going to be able to back off in the nick of time, staying alive. And they need to maintain this. If it is a 1-on-2, forZe on the hunt knows that he needs to find a kill here to create the space. And unbelievable. Jerry barely makes it around the corner in time. Jerry has no idea where forZe is playing from, though. And so forZe, man, he is so patient, just taking his time with it. Doesn't rush, collects that kill, and now this is where it gets real fun. Where does forZe decide to go? He's got all the time in the world, more than a minute, just now a minute left on the clock. And Sexy Power is rotating, looking like he wants to get up into heaven, as do we all. But forZe is going to be ready for him.
Yeah, Molotov in. It lands as well. Having to wait this one out. Exit Power on the other side of the flames. May just find a timing. forZe. Advanced position. The AWP can definitely be lethal at this range. forZe, this is a must-hit shot. Such a committed position. And forZe, of course, closes it out for Dignitas VIE. A 5-0 start on this T side.
Yeah, forZe and Nuke. They just go so far back, man. You know, some of the matches, this was one of the best maps rather for NIP back in the day. And I mean that back in the day. Some of the most epic matches we've had were on this map. And, well, forZe just coming into his own. He knows how to play these situations. Really surprised that there wasn't a jiggle there from Sexy. But this is going to be it.
He's a confident guy.
I can't believe they still have this much money left, forZe. 5 rounds in a row lost, but they have enough for rifles, Kevlar, and they even have an AWP on Sexy. And there's FaceCrack again with that auto shot. He's going to get traded by Halzerk. They learned their lesson. Dignitas VIE continue to just punish this upper site, though. And Almazer going to drop to the side as well, trying to bolster his teammate. Freiberg going to go ahead and roast Jerry. That's an opening. But Almazer on the site itself will be there to trade. forZe, the hero of the last round, has been laid low.
And there may be more twists and turns here for forZe. Harry in heaven, but no. Comes out the other side of the duel, worse for wear. 12 HP remaining on Flit, and they find Halzerk as well. They had a clutch from forZe, one of the veterans. Now it's Freiberg, called up to the plate. A 1-on-3 timing is fantastic on Almazer. Flit's low HP as well, so just showing a bit more than enough here for Freiberg and Exit Power. Surely, a 1-on-1 now with Freiberg that could end up in a 4K for Dignitas VIE. Can they continue this string of rounds? So much time available, and Freiberg looking to reposition.
Yeah, no way does he see Sexy Power there when he jumps. Ah, this is unreal. He sees the gun barrel. Oh, and he gets the headshot. Oh, they cannot lose a round right now, Dignitas. 2 clutches back-to-back from the Legends themselves. Sick.
Unbelievable.
That's how it's done. And what fantastic pressure. Yeah, put on this upper site. It's relentless right now. They just don't stop. But one after another there from forZe. That is not how to play at 1v3.
Yeah, I think the great thing that started that round off as well for Dignitas VIE, even though they do end up in a 1-on-3 that Freiberg has to bail them out in, is that there's a level of that preparation kind of showing through. And it's just, it is basic stuff, but forZe, even in the Veto, we were talking about how they can be a bit predictable. They don't really adapt to their game plan too much. And Dignitas VIE do a great job of reading into that. I mean, they throw a flash, a molly as well. They could have just eliminated him by that alone. I mean, all the small touches, exploiting the potential to flank towards heaven as well. Those are opportunities that Dignitas VIE have identified here in the forZe defense. And now they're just down to pistols. That money that seemed to be unending for forZe, even though they are 0-6 down, does eventually crack.
Yeah, they eventually have to tap out, and so it will be pistols and Kevlar, and Dignitas, for the first time, it feels like, are heading out into the yard. Little molly, intentionally checking the corner, and so now all they have to do is worry about stairs, and, well, there does happen to be somebody sitting in secret. So we'll see, is Sexy Power going to get a kill or not? forZe is finally peeling off, and he is just being oh so patient. There's the molly, and he is deciding to give up the ground. So, full yard control here for Dignitas VIE. And well, now, I mean, all the options.
And again, they're just moving towards... Once they take yard control, they are able to just get towards hell so effectively. Now they'll leave Freiberg in a lurking position. Harry up top. They are prepared for a swing like this, but Freiberg gonna find the first. And oh, the timing is just perfect.
Can wrap on upper. You can go lower. They haven't killed anybody yet. They need to find Jerry. He is gone. Flit now. Did they hear the footsteps? No, didn't quite hear it. But they're going to check vents, and Halzerk just wallbang down. Just wallbang down.
That would be something special, wouldn't it?
That would be so sick. Dude, 7-0 from Dignitas on their map.
And they looked better on the CT side than they did on the T side when we saw them last time on Nuke, which does leave a bit of a concern.
Makes you wonder.
Does a little bit.
What's going to happen? Once upon a time, if we were going into Nuke first half, you know, T side, 7 rounds, you'd kind of just be like, ah, well, you know, it was a fun map, but we can just go ahead and get this over with real quick, boys. You know, it's
you're talking like 12-3, 13-2. Like, that's a decent scoreline.
yeah, 12-3. All right, they got something to work with. You know, they pick up that pistol, and well, we'll see how far they go. Here now, well, obviously now, you know, the way things have gone, it's a different game, but 7-0 on the T side of Nuke for Dignitas VIE.
Yeah, everything changed when the
economy
economy attacked. Yeah, really good vibes coming away from a map loss.
I put my points on you. Let's do it. Let's go the distance. 3 maps. We need to see James Bardolph win.
Again, I had a lot of hesitation putting mine on forZe. This is a map that they have, do definitely play, so To have things go so wrong so early is a bit of a concern, but it just seems like the timings, the internal ones for forZe, are just off to what Dignitas VIE are offering. Those small little details. Ectopower giving up the angle. Jerry, a good kill to find at the start, but he's going to be locked in at this position, and the flash is good.
You can tell he's just like, I kind of want to go home now.
Yeah.
He's just stuck there. Just
somebody get me out of here.
Nothing he can do. Yeah, very well done there by Dignitas VIE constricting on that position. Whoa, the spot!
Oh.
9 health, and we lose Almazer in the meantime. Halzerk with a shot on him. Face crack going to catch him looking the wrong way, though. That's Freiburg in the open, gone. But we could exactly get that rotation up to heaven and the crossfire setup as well. Heap with the double annihilates both remaining players for forZe. 8 rounds in a row for Dignitas VIE on the T side.
Yeah, and this is, I think, a case of forZe, their internal timings being off. They're missing some crucial shots. We get some exit power misses and opportunities. Even this round was really, really scrappy, but they're still able to get the round win. You can see that the kind of forZe are kind of on edge. Like a player is rotating behind Face Crack. He's turning, whipping to the vents because he thinks he's getting flanked. So a timeout is definitely worthwhile here for forZe.
Yeah, it's appropriate. Appropriate. Very curious to see, though.
The odds are even in a circumstance like this.
Well, consider this is the series, right?
I think that's the map odds, though, which I think has me. That leaves me a bit curious.
Sorry, hold on.
Either way, 8-0 start for Dignitas VIE is really, really nice. They haven't really been. I mean, there have been a couple of threats. The Forest 1v2, Freiburg a 1v3. They've had some bailouts to keep this one rolling. forZe can catch a break.
That HE getting hooked up there.
Yeah. Oh my, they don't clear the close angle? Okay, getting 2 kills.
Yeah, they even get another one. Face crack, 2 kills there. That's obscene. And well, good job making sure that the rifles get chucked over the fence. Don't want the CT side to pick any of those up. Nice little detail there by Dignitas. But at this point now, you need to get together with Heap and just stick together. Now it's all about just moving together as a killer unit. The only reason that didn't spin completely out of control is you had so many bodies on the outside.
And Face Crack missed his opening shot, I believe, so.
What I would really like to see from Dignitas VIE now is that now that they've conditioned forZe in these past few rounds to worry about the outside, is for them to just go back to inner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, cool, now you've got guns. Cool, now we're just going back to inner again. And just run right through them again, you know? Put that pressure on. Would be loads of fun to see. I hope it happens. For now, at least, we're just going to be watching Dignitas VIE taking their time, clearing the angles. 35 seconds left. It's starting to get a little dicey. Flit can be the man. Oh, no way does he check that angle. And he gets a kill still. So close. Sexy Power, can he make it?
Oh, it's still so doable, but the Molotov very well placed to keep him away from the door so the bomb can go down safely.
Ooh, just barely waiting it out. And now Halzerk is in here. There's the first shot. Spots the second. Nicely done. Good trade. Almazer has no way of knowing that Force is going to be holding close right, though. And so the Mollies, yeah, he's worried about all the little tricky spots, and Forrest is just going to be waiting right here at ramp, ready to shoot him in the back. As soon as he comes around the corner, boom, easy. And recovering the AWP as well. 9 rounds in a row on the T side of Nuke, Yumi.
Yeah.
That is not a common scoreline.
The closest they've gotten have been these man advantages where the clutches just keep going Dignitas VIE's way.
Yeah.
I think you said it earlier. They just cannot lose around right now.
It's very, very cool to see, actually, considering how, you know, Dignitas, it's been real rough for them so far this tournament, and since they made these roster moves, since they made the integral changes to how the roster works. And I thought they were going to do as I said and just charge upper. Oh, but they were ready for it. Halzerk, boink, boink, gets the no-scope, takes Face Crack out of it. And he even has the awareness to throw a shot into Decon. Is that Decon now? No, it's like Trophy Room. What's it called now?
I mean, there's a vending machine there now. I mean, I kind of just go with like radio.
Yeah, radio is the way, you know, that's how we usually call it.
Yeah, the legacy callouts.
Yeah. Do they ever change, really?
Yeah.
They do?
I mean, sometimes, yeah. People are like, oh, it's barrels now at Top Banana, not car. It's like,
get out of my face.
yeah.
What even is that? Nope.
I mean, they're not wrong, but they are wrong.
Well, I mean, now they're making their way to Volcano. Out in the yard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, there's all sorts of other fun names that we can't say. Or people get very angry at us. So, CS. Good times.
Well, Fort Knox being explored at the moment by Dignitas VIE. So make their way down towards the waterfall. I'm just making up callouts. A lot of pressure being applied towards the safe site at the moment by Heath, and it's going to keep forZe busy. Nobody even close towards B at all. And so this is an open plant, an open bomb site. Dignitas VIE are kind of confused. Like, oh, okay, they're just giving this to us? Fine.
Surprise, surprise. Flit is still waiting, boosted up. And ramp. Oh, man. They can't get anything to go their way right now, forZe. 2 opening kills, and Dignitas VIE will get into double digits on the T side of Nuke. Outrageous scoreline. Now let's see, they're going to try and push lobby together. Heath, nicely done. He tries to spray transfer. Oh, Flit boosted up though. He's going to find one. No wait. Oh, he gets the second as well. Nicely done.
I think what hurts the most is that, okay, you're getting all of these exit frags, but they've won 10 rounds in a row here for Dignitas VIE. So they've got money to spare.
Yeah, when your Opper is starting with nearly 16,000 in the bank, and he saved his op, you've got a long road ahead of him. It's going to be a rough one.
Yeah, having to relive that Holzerk 2K at the start, that's really, really difficult.
Dude, that was sick.
Yeah, Exit Power legged him as well.
Yeah, no, Halzerk is no joke, dude. And what I'm happy to see is that Halzerk's got a bit of a chuckle going as well. You know, he's been looking, he looks so grim when they're losing. Seems like he's really taking it personally or really getting down on himself. And so, a real necessary situation for him here to get something going their way here, Dignitas. If the beatings just are relentless, I mean, eventually you're going to break. So now's the timing, and Halzerk is starting to feel it. Perfectly timed. Peek from him, gets a kill, and the whopping headshot on Jerry. What a shot. All right, Halzerk now. These are the big kills.
Oh my days. Nothing going wrong in these rounds, really, for Dignitas VIE, and it's a ladder attempt with the XM that nets nothing. God, would you even call to save in this circumstance for forZe? You just need to get something, anything on these rounds. Another miss by Exit Power on the AWP. And it's been talked about a number of times before. When we've seen forZe games, the desk is sort of an agreement, I think, primarily on this, is that so much of the game plan revolves on getting him the AWP. He's often spoon-fed it by all sorts. And it's so difficult to now look at this and say, okay, forZe, you can find a way back into the map, because Exit Power, he's been given the AWP, but now, I mean, he has doubled, he's finding more and more kills, sure, but these are 0 impact. So long as he holds onto the AWP, that is the biggest thing. And forZe not going to be able to deny that.
5 HP, survives with 5 health. He was going to hold on to that AWP. He was not losing that AWP. That was just the way it was going to go.
I don't know, man. We've seen a lot of misses.
Dude, 11-0.
Yeah.
Is it? You know what? No, we're not even going to mention it. We're not even going to mention it. It's 11-0 right now, the score. And Dignitas VIE, well, they certainly are redeeming themselves here on Nuke. And we will get some of the nades outside as well. A little bit of pressure put up here just to keep forZe guessing. Is this going to be a ramp rush? Are there going to be any shenanigans? As in the meantime, Dignitas are powering their way through yard. It looked like an HE, yeah. HE attempted through the smoke there. Jerry, not quite sure if anybody else is there or not. But you can walk your way down to the lower site now if you're Dignitas VIE and have a ball.
Again, just bypassing as a result of all of those smokes outside. No aggressive faces really from forZe. But a good shot to open things up here for Exit Power. Oh, the double lady boost again? Oh dear. Pulling out all the tricks.
That was sexy. What is this? How many ops did they have? Now we're going to get another one. All right, so Flip, X-Power, both ops at ramp. And, you know, ops not the best weapons to retake with. And in the meantime, working through from the other side. Okay, at least X-Power is going to find Heath. That was the flank gone. It's going to create some room here. Double peek coming through. Wow, Hauser just whiffing. Whoa! Sets it up for a 1-for-1, but that is not good. It's all on Arian now, and he is going to be hard-pressed to hold unless, again, they peek him one after another. Had he hit that shot, life would have got real grim for forZe. But forZe succeed in breaking the streak. And I have to apologize to Dignitas VIE. I think I might have cursed him. You know, I was about to say, like, is it possible to have the flawless map? I haven't seen one in ages.
Like, you had the thought. You didn't finish it.
I had the thought, but...
it's enough.
It's enough. It's enough to curse it. I'm sorry, Dignitas. Another time.
It's so crazy to see them boost not once, but twice in those angles as well. You rarely get enough space to do that, but... It does feel like forZe are playing a little bit more scared. It was good to see that they were actually going for a faster retake as well, recognizing that they actually had equal numbers to do so. And they did kind of clue themselves into where Dignitas VIE were positioned. There may be hope just yet. Exit Power, another impact frag to start off a round here for forZe.
And because that's the only guy they see out there, forZe is just, they're just going to maintain the rest of their positions. Freiburg, however, will find the kill on Flit at ramp. So no longer having to worry about that. Do have a man on lower right now, so the ramp entry to B is covered exactly by the powerful sexy man himself.
Yeah, and they're entrusting him to just hold this one down. Dignitas were at least slightly concerned about a lobby reaction from forZe. Not going to be the case. They actually hear a player drop on towards the A site as well, and this may be their time to strike. Exit Power giving up the angle as well. That was a prime position to get one and maybe fall back, but that angle above the doors is dangerous. Exit Power, another. And forZe can start to react off of this. A 4-on-3, and they get Heath as well. Really looking good for forZe as the bomb's planted now for Dignitas VIE.
Post plants, though, here. This is by no means done. Oh. Hauser didn't spot him, but Sexy Power saw Hauser. Still, Hauser going to find face crack, traded immediately by Sexy Power, and so it's all on forZe now. 1v3, if ever there was a time to shine forZe, it is now. Going to catch the first one? No, not even that. Sexy Power survives with 17 health, and we will get a defuse coming in for forZe. And so, 2 rounds in a row for forZe here at the very end of the first half. Desperately needed. They need the remaining 2 if they're going to be competitive going into the second half.
And it feels like it's stemmed from Exit Power and Almazer in the past couple of rounds. We get Exit Power getting, I think, 4 kills in the end. Yep, the 4th one at the tail end. But finding and actually hitting the shots, I think, has been a big thing. He was given a few opportunities at the start of this game, but missing out on those. And again, that's one of the win conditions for forZe, giving him those opportunities as many times as possible. The money's run a bit thin here for Dignitas VIE, so they take a step back. As it could be a step forward here for forZe on the defense. Flash is over. Harry actually killing his teammate, but he makes up for it, trading 1-for-1 and never. What in the world? Harry, the quick 180! And face crack does put an end to the madness, getting another set of kills on this A site. Halzerk with the D gets nothing, and forZe a 3rd. What in the world was that?
Oh, I want to see that again, please. That was ridiculous. And then he misses the easy shot, though.
Yeah.
That's the painful one, right? He hits crazy openers, and then just that 3rd kill would have done it all. They would have had that upper sight instead.
It's like an instinct kill.
So he kills his teammate. Fair enough.
Nah, stop.
Well, he plays low sense. You can tell. He had to go for an extra swipe there just to get around for the 180. Yeah, that's a painful one. And so, well, here we are. 15th round. End of the first half. 11-3 for Dignitas so far. On the T side of Nuke. And, well, Jerry full flashed. Face crack as well. This is going to be tough. They get spotted early. Hauser gets dropped on, feeding him the gun. Man advantage for forZe going into the post. And, well, yeah, this is going to be very nicely done there. Good stabilization by forZe at the end of the first half. 4 rounds recovered.
Yeah, an 11-0 streak that is definitely recovered. You said it best. forZe, see if they can bring this forward into the second half, because this CT side was not anything to harp on about. We'll see if they can get it done in the second. Well, a second half that could go swimmingly for one or the other. We need to see a really great T-side from forZe if they want a chance to bring this and stop us from going to a third map. That would be Dust too. But we know Dignitas VIE, they can be devastatingly good on the CT side. And I mean, Holzerk already off to a great start as well. He was the main man to look out for. We had Alan, I think, putting it out on the telestrate as well. He's showing just how dynamic he can be and reactive that Dignitas VIE are on CT.
Oh, yes, but let's see now, Dignitas VIE, are you going to get that lockdown going on this CT side? Another pistol round, perhaps? Are we going to see more heroics from the Legends? Might be. About to be the action here on the upper side. Flash is going in, and Freiburg kicking us off strong with a kill. Needs to get another one, and he is going to find a second, looking for a third, and he finds that one too. Going to finally get flanked, but he's done the damage. He's done the work. Heath and Harry now the last two alive for Dignitas. And, well, Almazer, the terror of Inferno, not for long. Thought he would have a chance, but it's just not meant to be. 12th round picked up for Dignitas VIE, kicking off the second half strong.
Oh, Freiburg just does so much on the site. The fact he's able to get multiple kills in that circumstance where you typically just get rushed down and traded effectively, just really difficult to flush out into the open. I mean, this third kill is what really makes this possible. I was surprised that Harry survived for such a long time. He's like, ugh. Full just butt clench and heap. Brilliant. So many clutches for Dignitas VIE.
Yeah, it does feel, I mean, they've had, what, out of like the 5 clutches, they've won 4 of them or
yeah,
something.
I think it's something like that.
It's crazy for it to go that way. Well, I mean, that's how you wind up with insane score lines like this one. Yeah, just it's doing everything correctly. And well, we are going to get the force buy out of forZe. They did not get the bomb plant. And so it's going to be a little bit of a skimpy sort of situation here. Sexy Power trying to prioritize that AWP. forZe with the spot out in yard. Nice headshot on Almazer to kick things off. Dude, taking long-range duels with FAMAS. Only forced.
And you can see he's spotting players out. He's like, yeah, actually, I don't want to shoot at that guy right now. That is not my priority. Sexy Power's movement has been peculiar, to say the least, in these fights. And oh, the Deeg missed and holZe plugged up the hole.
See, there's the difference between the new generation and the old generation. Old generation will fight you from halfway across the map with a FAMAS. halzerk, he's got to scope in.
Yeah, that is true. I swear it's supposed to be the other way around. You know, your eyesight's supposed to deteriorate.
Yeah, your eyesight's supposed to go. You know, forZe should be the one with the AUG, right? Still a kill for Freiburg at the end with the MP9. A little bit of bonus cash. They even managed to pick up some deagles of their own. 13-4. What a map so far from Dignitas VIE.
And we don't have that same safety net of them getting bomb plants like we saw in Inferno when Dignitas VIE started well on their CT side. So, again, because prioritizing the AWP is something that forZe like to do, they actually don't fully commit again, and it can be a bit curious.
It's weird. You're going for another one? I guess you're just trying to, I mean, obviously you want to win this round to keep Dignitas off of 14. So just a little bit more room to work with. Freiburg getting flashed, though. This is going to be so difficult for him to hold. He's still managing to find one. halzerk has got his back as well, and Harry, everybody coming in here for Dignitas VIE. Jerry does get a run and gun headshot with that Tech 9. But that is it, the extent of the damage, and it will be Dignitas getting up onto 14 rounds. No bomb plant again for forZe, and you know what the answer is? Glass cannon AWP.
And just like
Let's
no
go.
utility as well, which is...
They just want to get this round. Dude, the thing is they just want to get this map over with forZe. They're thinking, okay, can we run it back on T side this entire way and waste energy, or do we just, you know, just get this map over with and get onto Dust 2? And just start fresh on Dust 2,
and
right?
based on the amount of utility that they have, it feels like they have to pressure yard, but exit power just shut down by a nade stack.
That was sick.
Oh my
They're
goodness.
in your head.
They are. And if we start moving into the third map, they may be getting that accommodation for free. Face crack. Good kill with the AWP, making up for lost bodies.
Yeah, got legged. halzerk hit the shot, but it is not a kill. So we're back into a 4-on-4. Still face crack. He is low. Oh no, it wasn't the leg. How did he get hit? He got hit, so I guess he got tagged through the edges of the container or something. Because face crack took damage from the double nades at the start, didn't he? Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
just tough break there for halzerk. Doesn't get it. So it is still Dignitas VIE very much in contention here. And Jerry, oh, looking. Yeah, stomping around. He's making noise. But this is part of the plan right now because forZe, the rest of his team, they are currently up in lobby, exactly, trying to clear this out. And if you draw the attention down to the lower site, that can open up the upper site for business. Seems like that's the name of the game. Are Dignitas going to take the bait? They have not seen the bomb. They don't know yet.
Still. Just holding towards that B-bomb site, trying to force rotations, and Freiburg hasn't moved off the angle. Takes the fight, the nade, the double combo, and Almazer a 1-on-3. 14 seconds left. There's no time. He can't get to the site. And the 15th for Dignitas VIE, but he may be able to save him to the AWP. Oh, if Harry gets that kill, that would have been devastating, but no. Gonna be able to keep his hands on this one.
Well, nicely done. And that actually is getting, it gets a bit expensive for Dignitas, obviously, but Harry is starting the round with 10,000 in the bank. So they're not too concerned about that. Map point for Dignitas VIE, and it could put us onto a third map here in this series. And yeah, that's just a monster. That angle is so sick. And he did get hit. So halzerk hit that shot first. halzerk still down.
Yeah. Greedo shot first. Well known fact. Or opinion, depending on who you discuss it with. Well, last chance to try and save face, maybe just get a bit more confidence underneath you. Just hope that there isn't as much preparation, because it has been apparent that Dignitas VIE have come in with a level of preparation into this map. For forZe specifically. Just so many lost duels. An opportunity over towards the ramp. No real damage accomplished. And Heath's not been forced back. Sometimes players will simply just fall off the angle, give it up, and just play from the site instead. But Heath's denied that level of sort of mental mind game.
Okay, well, let's get the lineups, boys. Smoke wall outside as they get to Big Red.
They're taking their time.
Ooh,
Oh.
right through the smoke. Well timed. Takes Face Crack out of the picture, and it's a man advantage now for Dignitas VIE. Flit going to be stepping into the open here right outside, and the question is who is going to run into who, and there's your answer. forZe catches him looking the wrong way. Opening shot here for Hauser, going to find it, and it's Jerry and Exit Power, the last two alive for forZe. And, well, not much hope to be had for them, if we're going to be fair.
Yeah, a 2-on-5. When it has really counted, Exit Power has been Exit Powerless. 16-4. Dignitas VIE bounce back on map 2. It's their own map pick, which does mean that Dust 2 is on the horizon, and that has me excited. We've seen great stuff from Holzerk. We saw Exit Power starting to get more engaged as the game went on. But who actually takes it? That's a bit of more of a coin flip, and I'm interested to see whether Dignitas can fully bounce back. We're going to go over to a break, and then we'll go over to our desk as well. But the third map could be the most interesting.
Welcome back to Flashpoint 2. Dignitas VIE versus forZe, all tied up after a dominant Dignitas win here on Nuke, which was their map selection. Before we get into Nuke, let's talk a little bit about Inferno, because we didn't get a chance to do that. Did you guys have any initial impressions of forZe's win?
This is the strength and the weakness of forZe, which is they just do what they like to do, and they don't change it based on the opponent almost ever, as far as I can tell. Like, even if they've evolved as a team, they just decided to do that. So the reason why they pick into Inferno so many times is I think it's the only map that suits them on both T and CT. On the T side, they can do those very simplistic plays, but you run in and hit your shots, it will just work. There's not really a lot of extra rotations after that. You can see in post splits, they're not even good on their own map. CT side as well, they just try it. Essentially, gamble stacks where they don't attempt any information on the A site whatsoever. They just sit back and say, unless you come all the way to where I am, basically halfway into where CTs play, then I don't know if you're on A or not. But somehow they make it work for themselves. Like, I actually think on that map, I look at Dig and I say, how did he not exploit any of that? Like, did he not ever try, like, faking? Like, there's another thing. Considering forZe is a pretty decent T-side and Inferno team, have they ever heard of a fake? I'm not sure they know what one is. They think a fake is when you go in, you wait 10 seconds and you go, I'm going in again. Like, that's not a fake. That's the opposite of a fake.
Yeah, there was a round where they did get stopped by every single nade that Dignitas threw, and they decided, we'll just wait for these smokes
Their joke
where
was,
ours are
no
gone.
more nades left.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always a logic.
It's a fair fight at
The
that
logic
point.
tree always works out, you have to understand.
I will give credit, though, to Exipower, because he was taking a lot of initiative on Inferno, and it was actually pretty spectacular to watch him. That dude just peeked down mid at least 4 rounds, and he was punished a couple of times, but he also found advantages for his team as well, and that's the initiative you really want to see from an Opper, where he probably is the best player in the server right now, today at least. It feels like it at least.
Yeah.
So to see that, and to actually go to Nuke, actually, I really like the initiative that halzerk was taking, especially on the T side. That guy was finding openings constantly for his team.
Well, that was something that Alan pointed out about Dignitas VIE's play heading into our pre-show when he showed that telestration. Is that the same kind of play we saw from halzerk this time around?
Well, Alan's was on the CT side, and actually, he was opening up stuff on the T side as well, and that's something that I think Dignitas, for some reason, hasn't really been using as much, despite in Flashpoint 1. It was a shame he wasn't there because, of course, Guardian had to fill in, and he was just kind of filling his role, whereas halzerk has been an explosive opera for them in the past. In online matches especially, he's usually a clear win condition for them, and he goes above and beyond for them in a way that their game plan doesn't even always have to involve. It's just him taking so many risks, but they pay off because his skill is actually quite high when it needs to be.
Yeah, Thorin, one thing that I want to revisit is you have been justifiably critical towards halzerk, saying that he hasn't really lived up to the heights that many people claim that he often plays to. Now that we're most of the way, potentially through Dignitas VIE's run, depending on whether they win the next map or not here at Flashpoint, what is your evaluation of halzerk so far, now that you've seen a few of these best of threes?
I would give him B-, C+. He's in that sort of range. He hasn't been a carry every single game. It's one of the reasons actually why sometimes they got smashed. It's not always certain that he'll actually be able to match up with the opposing AWPer. Like I said, I actually think in this tournament, I could pick 4 or 5 people I think are better AWPers. But I do think that Dignitas VIE, the team, isn't very good. I think they've had a lot of, like we said before, where are the strengths in the team? He's supposed to be one. In this game, he was. So crucially, when he turns up, they start to look like a team. They start to look competent. I also think forZe definitely helped them on this Nuke game, though.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Taking a look at halzerk so far on the map stats, I mean, impressive stats from one map, but then again, it has been up and down. It feels like feast or famine for him. He's either right on top of the Dignitas VIE leaderboard or he's directly on the bottom.
Yeah, forZe is the type of team that can't always necessarily counter an Opera as well, because like Thorin said, they really do just kind of run their game plan, and if they hit a brick wall, which was in the form of halzerk this game, it's tough for them to find a way to adapt. They don't really have the depth at times that they need to in order to neutralize a player like that, which a lot of Tier 1 teams will do. So it's nice to see that halzerk does capitalize when he is presented those opportunities, though, and he was finding picks in some pretty spectacular ways at times. The mini shot through smoke, through a wall, in the face of one of the players, like, that's just something that he's creating on his own, and there's really nothing that even forZe, even if they tried to game plan,
didn't do anything wrong.
There's nothing they could have even done about that shot. So good for halzerk on capitalizing there. And at this point, I really am actually pretty hyped up for the battle of Oppers on Dust 2, because that is a map, of course, where Oppers can just dominate the entire map.
Well, before we move on to Dust 2, though, we do need to take a look at a couple specific rounds, and I'm going to put you in a time machine, Maui, because we're going to see some clutches here from Freiburg and forest. So walk us through these rounds here on Nuke.
Yeah, so these were just some great clutches. forZe rolling back the years. Look at this shot at the end. Perfect crosshairs placement. Doesn't even have to move it at the end there, and xPower just walks right in. And after that, actually, it's Freiburg who's able to win a massive clutch for his team as well. And
this was nice. He kind of mind controlled him here.
Yeah, the fake plant right there to actually get split out, and he doesn't
it's a shame we didn't see the creep, because actually the way he crept around, he really was just like inside the guy's head, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was really good positioning. I think he spotted the barrel of xPower at the very end, so was able to just lock in on his position. Just really good stuff from Freiburg and forZe, showing their experience in those moments, not getting overwhelmed by the moment. And those were positions as well where they're up 0-5, 0-6. And so some players in there, they kind of relax. They're like, okay, we're ahead at those points, but they know how grave the situation is for them. They know how serious it is. They know that they have to try to will their team, and it really at that point just propelled them. It slingshotted them to a huge dominant half.
That's actually also where, watching the third game, that is where Dignitas actually does have one advantage in this series, which is when they are in the post-plant situations, specifically a forZe post-plant, they actually are the better team. Like, they will vaguely play correctly, cover angles, peek together. The forZe players, they are up there with some of the Xantaras and Keto ones we were talking about before, where they are unbelievably bad in the post-plant. Like, they've never met a peak they didn't like. There was one on Inferno there where Jerry, with low health, just peeks wide out and then crouches, where, like, if he doesn't hit that spray, he's dead 100%. But they won the round, so he doesn't even learn the lesson from that. Like, maybe not the right play to make. The difference is, the guys from Dig are trying to play proper Counter-Strike. They're just not that competent at it.
A brutal, brutal judgment, considering that they just dominated that Nuke game. Now we can, however, as you mentioned before, take a look forward at the third and final map that will be determining which of these teams enter the Flashpoint 2 playoffs, and that is going to be Dust 2. Now, this was a map that was effectively chosen via the last ban by Dignitas VIE, and neither of these teams have been spectacular on Dust 2 in this tournament, but there is the caveat that maybe forZe was a little worse on it. They did get absolutely destroyed by Envy. We had talked to Jerry after that map. He was really disappointed in their performance, but it was also the first game of the tournament, so maybe coming in a little bit cold. What are your thoughts on who is going to be winning Dust 2 and why?
Well, one thing I want to ask Maui about is, I know from talking to some of the other analysts, like, they actually think the reason why forZe sucks on this map is they just don't understand long control at all. So the question basically is, can Dignitas capitalize on that?
I think Dignitas actually, if anything, it's something like long control that they've prepped for this kind of matchup. So having a space like that, of course, offers you a lot of options. The thing with me is that I think forZe can also just rely on getting cat control as well. And for a position such as that, a lot of it does come down to just which opera is faster, who's peeking the angle in the effective way, who has the dominant angle, as a matter of fact, in that right eye peak versus the left eye. Those kind of things, I've noticed, I feel like xPower is edging just a little bit for me. I feel like his mechanical ability right now is just a little higher than halzrk's, because halzrk, he was doing incredibly well on Nuke, but at the same time, I feel like the moments that xPower has been thriving in have been a little bit more technically challenging for me, but that is a pretty big generalization, so it is just going to be coming down for that to me. But I do agree that I think long control should actually favor Dig here. I think their nade procedures have looked a little bit more solid.
All right. Well, we are going to go into game now and see who is going to take this map. And, of course, Yuumi and Semler will be back on the cast.